this.
What is going on, Movie Meals? I got my gloves on. I'm wearing the red for Captain Marvel, and because it's cold, it's my winter jacket. But we just got out of the film, literally fresh out of the movie. We've got some initial thoughts. We've got a lot of reactions to talk about.
Yeah.
And this is a non-spoiler review. There will be no spoilers. I think Kyle wants time to marinate on it, so we will do a spoiler review later in the weekend, probably Sunday, Monday, looking for that to be posted.
Yeah.
But let's just get into non-spoiler review, and let's start with the positives. Kyle, what did you like about Captain Marvel?
I like Brie Larson, and I've always liked Brie Larson.
Oscar winner Brie Larson. She's fantastic.
Yeah, she's so talented. I love the casting when they first announced this so many years ago. I thought that was a great choice for this character, the strong female superhero.
A good handful of years ago.
Yeah, I know, right?
And Endgame is in a month. Wow.
Yeah, it's insane.
Wow, world.
But I thought she landed the role very well. I thought she was able to come into her own as a superhero, and I enjoyed watching her perform as that character. I thought that she really anchored this film down because she's just so talented and is able to give this character justice. And I liked all the connective tissue that was able to go into this movie because there's so many questions. We're like, yeah, we already have the past movies such as Captain America First Avenger, and then of course we have everything from 2007 leading up till now. But how is this connective tissue in between like First Avenger and everything else going to work? And I thought that they were able to connect it very well. I really enjoyed that. It kind of fleshes out the history of the MCU a little bit more. It helps create a little bit more backstory for even Nick Fury, a little bit of Agent Coulson, which is really nice to see him pop back into this world. And they really nailed.
He got cheers, yeah.
Yeah, he really did. One of the biggest cheers, probably. And then I thought the special effects were very good as well. They really showed how powerful Captain Marvel is. I really think
look out, Thanos.
I really think they did that part justice for sure.
Oh my gosh!
And they do make it like a really cool space adventure at points. They also make it very grounded for the character to try to give her some growth. Overall, I think people really did have a blast with this, especially in our screening. Like there was.
Packed house.
It was a packed house. There was females, males. There was young children. I was kind of surprised. There was a little bit more than the usual for these openings, but they even enjoyed it as well. And I think this really is going to be a crowd pleaser. It's going to be great connective tissue from the past and the future of the MCU.
Yeah, I'm with you on all that. I thought Brie Larson is incredible. To me, she's the standout of the film. A lot of critics are saying Ben Mendelsohn steals the show. I think Ben Mendelsohn is fantastic in this role. I loved it. I loved the turns and he takes.
I wasn't sure initially, but he did come around for me towards the end. He does a great job.
I loved him the whole way through, and it was cool because
we'll have to talk about him
in spoilers we'll get more into it, but he takes on a role I haven't seen him kind of take in a while, and I really liked that.
Yeah, that's true.
And he's great. Fury, obviously Samuel L. Jackson is the king. He's fantastic. Brie really is a standout to me. I loved her best friend in the film. I loved all the action. I thought Jude Law was great. Jude Law. It's Jude Law. That's all you can say.
Yeah.
My hairline's going, but if I can look as sexy as Jude Law, I'd be all right with it. And because I connect to that.
You're like, Jude, I can relate.
You're right. The visual effects, the third act, it blew me away. I really loved. I thought it was some of the best MCU stuff I think I've seen.
Like in terms of the special effects,
all of it, just the action, all of it. It was so good, and the visual effects. And she is so great. We've seen the shot in the trailer. She's lit up. Her hair's flowing. She goes Super Saiyan. Really, is what happens. And and when you get to see everything after and before that, it's incredible. I liked a lot of the humor. I thought a lot of the humor really worked for me. Where like as a movie like Guardians 2, it didn't work as much, and I really liked this way they took the humor, and I had a lot of fun with this movie, just shoving popcorn into my face and having a good time. I really, really did.
It is a good time.
Yeah, and Brie Larson's just the standout. I love her. I loved her in Room. I love her in this, and I can't wait to see Endgame. That's
gonna be awesome.
And let's say this movie, the beginning is fantastic, the very end is fantastic. The after credit scenes I really enjoyed.
You should stay for those. Yeah.
Stay for both. Trust us. Stay for both. And they're great. They set up a lot of good stuff. They're gonna please fans. They're gonna get you excited for these like 5 weeks we have left to finally finishing the finale of this TV show we've been watching. And a lot of critics have said that. I agree with that quite a bit. That this is a TV show now. That's what it is.
Yeah.
It's which episode do you like? It's when people say, "All right, Black Panther's better than Avengers: Infinity War. Avengers: Infinity War better than this. The first Avengers, Iron Man, all that stuff." You're really arguing about episodes. Do you prefer the season finale? Do you prefer the series finale that we're about to get? Do you prefer this standalone? Do you prefer this side adventure we have of this episode? And I really, really enjoyed this side adventure. And I do want to throw this before we get into negatives too. I guess as transitions, is a lot of people have, as a negative are comparing it to an early MCU movie, a Phase 1 MCU. That that's the level we have compared to the better movies we've had since.
I've heard a specific one, or just in terms of
just
tone?
that it's phase. Yeah, it's Phase 1. That's what I've heard a lot when I went into the movie. It was this movie's Phase 1, and it's I really liked it, but it's Phase 1. It's not Black Panther. It's not this. It's not that. And I like Black Panther. I probably like Infinity War more. I still need some time to marinate on it, but why is comparing a movie to Phase 1 an insult? First Avengers,
Phase
incredible. Iron Man 1, everybody brings up all the time as one of the top 3.
Yeah,
that's a great.
Still is.
The first Thor and Captain America are so underrated and how good they are. Are you
special
kidding
place
me?
in my heart.
There's like
Iron Man 2
and Iron Man 3. I think are like and Thor 2 are like the weakest links of all of them.
The Hulk movie is fine.
The Hulk movie might be in that too.
Fine.
But anyway,
I
would disagree with that. I think it's its own thing now, and it's a great episode in this saga. So wanted to bring that up.
Good thing that I want to bring up is that people are like, Captain Marvel's good, but it's no wonder I understand that people are comparing like
the Wonder Woman comparison
to Captain Marvel
because
the
female leads
superhero
are taking over.
It's a big deal. I understand. But they're
Can't we
their
love
own
them both?
movies.
They're both great.
They're both their own movies. I enjoy Wonder Woman. I enjoy Captain Marvel. Both have positives and negatives. Like, we don't need to have this fight or this comparison about which is better.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to bring that up.
No, I'm 100% with you, and both and they're different. This is the best thing about cinema right here is that we're two guys. We have seen 15 million movies about superheroes, about us, where we can relate and be like, oh, Cap looks like me, he's a white guy. And we've seen with Black Panther, Wonder Woman, we've seen those change. And now, you look at the Wonder Woman and Carol Danvers as Captain Marvel, they're very different characters, people. They're very different people. They have different personalities, and they're both badasses. And that's what's so great. That's what's so great.
Yeah.
I loved watching her just kick butt and take some names because she was not having it. She was funny. She was fantastic. Like I loved it. I absolutely loved her in the role. I loved the character they created. I can't wait to see more of her. I want to see a sequel. I want to see her in Endgame. I really want to see her in Endgame. I want to see Endgame even more now because I want to see her in it. I want to see her in it. All right, let's get to negatives because I do have a few.
That is sad that we have to go from all that hype to like, let's talk about.
Hopefully this will be shorter.
So
go.
You said that you were liking the humor. Me, not so much, but I'm kind of that way with some of these Marvel movies. Sometimes the humor works, sometimes
it was Ant-Man and the Wasp that didn't work for you, that worked for me.
Yeah, I don't think
But Guardians 2 worked for you and didn't work for me.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you're just ridiculously wrong.
I'm ridiculous.
I'm right! This is my show! I'm the movie, you're the meal.
I'm okay with being the meal.
I bring the facts, you're the goodness.
But really, I also that's part of my issue with the writing in general. I don't feel like the writing did the actors much justice. Like, as much as I liked Brie Larson the role, I felt like that she was struggling with trying to make this character become more relatable, try to bring some depth to her. I didn't quite get that throughout the movie, and I was a little disappointed by that. I blame that more on the writing and not so much on her acting or the casting decisions. I thought that was fine, but I just had some issues with some of the character developments, and it also happened with some of the other characters as well throughout the movie, but it was definitely noticeable for Brie Larson since she was the lead. I just wanted to see a little bit more depth brought to her. And then I thought some of the hand-to-hand combat shots were not very well done. The space battles and all the kind of outside fight scenes were very good to me, but the hand-to-hand combat scenes I felt like weren't quite, I don't know if it was editing problem or if it was the way they were just shot in general, but I didn't, as compared to some of the other movies that we've seen in the past with how the fighting is done really well, I felt this one was not very great to me.
Those are your only negatives? You done?
Yeah, for non-spoiler.
I guess so. Those are your broad negatives.
Yeah, my broad negatives.
We have a few more nitpicky, very
Sure,
small
and those
detail
are
stuff.
and that's just more nerdy,
Like
related
specific
stuff.
jokes, specific small moments that happen. Yeah.
So
I've got a
some-
few of those too. We'll get into on Sunday.
Yeah.
My big problems. I do disagree with the hand-to-hand combat. I thought it was fine. I didn't have any.
Okay.
I didn't sit there being like that's incredible or that's horrible. I was just like, oh, they're fighting. To me, I thought it was fine. To me, the jokes I liked more than I didn't like. There are some that do not work, but that's my own personal humor and taste. There were sometimes I was like, oh, come on, guys. There's a little bit of lazy writing, and there is lazy writing. I actually think the biggest issue is the pacing of the film. I don't...
Yeah, I
the
can
writing
get
is not great, I will say that, but I think at times the writing is really good, and we get
There
to
are
see
some
the
smart
actors
writing
take
decisions. There are
advantage
some
of
smart moments.
that.
Yeah.
It's the pacing. It's very fast, especially in the
Fast?
beginning.
Oh, okay.
It's very fast in the beginning. This is and then we finally kind of slow down when everything, the plot unfolds, we get to the climax, things like that. So for me, that was my biggest issue. I remember about 30 minutes in, I was like, man, we're covering a lot of ground. So that was kind of my biggest problem, that and the script. And maybe that is on these two directors and writers who took over this project, who I know we give claim to the Russo brothers and to all these directors. They get James Gunn, who did these small things, or who did like TV shows, and then they create this great movie. And I think this time it worked pretty well. I don't think it's not the Russo brothers where you were blown away with Winter Soldier or Guardians of the Galaxy, but I thought it did really well. And I think I do now want to see what will how Captain Marvel will be in the hands of a script by the guys who have been doing Avengers, and how they do with the direction of seasoned
That is a good
directors of the Russo brothers.
That is a
but
good
I
point,
thought they
yeah.
did a great job. I want to see another project from these directors because I thought they did great. Hey guys, this is a fun movie. This is a really fun, great entry into the franchise.
People will have a great time watching this one.
I think you will. It's a great, and you're right. The space battles is what takes it all. I loved it. A lot. So any other final thoughts, or do you save those for the spoilers?
No, I think we're gonna have a lot of stuff to talk about in the spoilers. Check it
Hopefully
out
I
Sunday,
remember.
Monday, something like that.
He makes me wait. I forget. I'll remember.
Yeah.
Hopefully I remember. Anyway, guys. Guys, what did you think? Have you seen the film? Are you interested in seeing the film? Will you go see it? What are your thoughts on Captain Marvel, the Universe? Please comment below and let us know. Remember, guys, please share us around, like, subscribe, do all that amazing stuff. And as always, thanks for watching, Mom.
See you guys.